Hi everyone, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Miranda, and for those of you who are familiar with me, welcome back to my channel. So for those of you who are reaching out to see what was going on and how I was doing, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I would record a word, and then when I'm ready to post it, I felt the Lord say, no, we're not posting it yet. So it came to a point where that happened so many times that I thought God was saying that this YouTube channel is coming to an end. But really he was just saying, no, I'm compelling you to rest. This is the time for resting. With all that being said, I just want to just dive into the word. The word that I have today is that God is bringing restoration to things that you thought were dead, and it's going to be stormy. Like, you're thinking that this, like, it's supposed to be a time of like, fun or joy or like goodness, and it absolutely is, but it's also a time of you depending on the Father exponentially, where certain things are concerned. The reason I'm bringing this up and the reason I'm speaking it like that is because in the dream that the Lord gave me, I was on a cruise, and as I'm on the cruise, it was just me by myself, and I remember I was like, oh wow, this is so beautiful. This is going to be an amazing time. Like finally a season of relaxation and restoration. And then all of a sudden the sky gets dark and it's like very cloudy and it looks like it's about to storm. And then even the cabin, like inside of the ship, started getting darker. Like some of the lights started going out and people started panicking. And I was like, God, you put me on this ship for a vacation and here we are. What is this? And then after that, it was an emergency that I needed help with. So then I walked into a room where there was like the medical staff. It looked like the nursing station. So I said, hey, is there anybody in here who can help me? I just need some assistance. And they said, they all, like, it was about 2 or 3 of them there, and neither of them looked prepared for what I was explaining to them that I needed help with. So then they said, oh, you need to talk to the nurse. You need to talk to like the head nurse. And I was like, okay, so where is she? And then they said, you're going to have to go out there and find her, or something like that. They said, you're going to have to go out there and find her. And they said, go towards the back room and then she should be there. I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. I walked out ready to go to the back room. I went up a staircase, and as I was going up the staircase, I like realized that there was another flight of stairs that I was supposed to go up. It wasn't really long steps. It wasn't long staircases. But I remember as I was going up the first set of stairs, I remember I was like, okay, like I guess I'm almost there. I'm going to have to ask for directions. Then I go up the other staircase, and then I see where like there's people coming down, but there were people also behind me who were following me. But then there were people who were coming down the staircase. I remember as I was going up the second flight of stairs, I saw a woman, like a Caucasian woman with blonde hair. She was coming down the staircase, and then she was like, hi, how are you? Like, is everything all right? And then I was like, oh, did they tell you what's going on? She was like, no. But the funny thing is, as I'm speaking to her, she says, and I'm explaining my situation, feeling like I have to start from scratch. I'm explaining it to her, and then she says, oh, yeah, I can fix that. All right. So what I'm going to need from you, she started asking me a whole bunch of questions where I'm like, oh, you do know what you're talking about. No wonder they sent me to you. And then she was like, yeah, you, just give me a little bit of time. And then I was like, is this going to take long? Because I need it to get done now. And then I looked outside and I saw the lightning flashing outside the window. And then she was like, yeah, it's going to get done now. And the actual thing that I needed help with was a tooth. So I had a tooth, and then the other, so it was a tooth that came out and then another tooth that came out at the same time with it. And then I was like, oh, it's because they are connected. And like what I know that in the dentistry field, whenever there's a tooth that comes out with whenever there's a tooth that comes out, sometimes they'll do a dental implant, and sometimes they'll do a bridge. I don't remember what the full name is, but I know it's a bridge. And then I remember I looked at the tooth and I was like, oh, it's because they were connected by the bridge. That's why. And the nurse was like, oh yeah, we can fix that. We're going to be able to fix that. What I gathered from that dream, in this season that we're in, where it's like you would think it would be a season of a celebration, relaxing, and all of this good stuff, it's actually still that type of season. It's just a season of faith building, because where we're supposed to be celebrating while we're on vacation. I'm supposed to be celebrating when I'm on vacation. Why do I usually go on vacation? It's to celebrate life. It's to celebrate the fact that I have like opportunity to rest. It's to celebrate the fact that I have enough finances to support my vacation. It's usually a celebration of something. I thought I was on vacation and I'm on a boat, I'm on my cruise, and I'm like literally like cruise control. I'm like, okay, somebody else is taking the steering wheel of the vehicle that I'm in. A lot of the times we are thinking that the vacation, like we're supposed to be in vacation mode. And the Lord did speak vacation mode. The Lord did speak celebration mode. And we're thinking it's not the time to celebrate because there's storms. In the midst of that storm, what the Lord is trying to convey and relay to you is that you are going to continue to rely on Him, relax in Him, rest in Him, even when you are on vacation. Sometimes He will even allow the storm to come in so that you can be reminded of how to relax when you are on vacation. Because while I was on the boat, I thought I was supposed to be in full on vacation mode. And what was happening was that my mind and my spirit and my soul started getting in an uproar, looking like how outside looked. That's not how God wanted me to be. It came to a point where the waves started crashing so heavily. It started looking so scary when I looked outside. As a matter of fact, it looked like somebody painted the sky black outside. It started looking so dark outside that I thought this was it. We're like, the boat's gonna crash, we're gonna sink, this is the Titanic, all of that stuff. That's literally what was happening to me in the spirit, like while I was on the boat. And then it got to a point where I was like waking up that I was just like, you know what, God, you take over. Like if we get out, then you like, it's because you did that. Sometimes God will shake you up so badly and so egregiously that you have no choice but to rest in Him. And that's what happened to me on the boat. Dr. Darius Daniels preached on this the other day. He said sometimes the Lord will allow certain things to shake you up so badly that you don't even want to fight with Him anymore. On the boat, I just ended up getting to a point where I was like, God, I'm not going to fight that. Like, what are you doing and what do you want me to do? Well, how do you want us to handle this? And then like all of a sudden a peace came over me. It wasn't a peace that made me say, oh, is it my time to go? It was a peace where I said, oh, God got this. I genuinely don't even know how, because I don't even know how the storm got to be near us in the first place on this boat. Now I'm hearing that He's got us. So obviously he does have us. And then as the nurse came down the stairs to come and meet me, and she's looking at the tooth in my hand, and like the 2 teeth in my hand, I say, this is more, I lost more than I thought. She was like, good. It's almost like she was saying, you came to the right place. It's the right place that you lost all of those things. It's the right place that you lost both of those teeth. One of them came out and the other one came out with it because they were so interconnected. They both needed to come out. They both needed to be replaced. I needed to handle both of them right now. The timing of both of them coming out is perfect because I need to get in there and be able to handle everything all at once. In the same way, with certain things that seemed like they were permanent, just being uprooted, being extracted like teeth, multiple may come out at the same time. Sometimes it's the Lord killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Sometimes you're like, okay, so this got pulled out, but this got plucked up right with it. So even when I plucked out the 1 tooth and then the other one came out with it, I was there in an uproar saying, wait, but both of these weren't supposed to come out. She said, regardless, you've come to the right place at the right time, is what she said to me. So when she said, I'll handle it, just give me a moment, I got to handle this emergency and then I'm coming back for yours. I didn't like how I felt because I felt like there were things missing, but for whatever reason, while I was on vacation, I felt like there were some like really rough waters that we were on, like literally. I felt like, okay, I was being handled by the Lord. I was like, God, you got this. Like I just kept on releasing it to the Lord and saying, God, you got this. God, you got this. To sum up all of what the Lord was relaying to me through that dream, you are in your season of rest. In your season of rest, I wasn't the one driving the boat. So you are in your season of rest where you are doing nothing that requires you to be steering anything. You are just resting in Him. Now, as you are resting in Him, it's almost, you're even like maybe even in a season of celebration or a season that is supposed to be of celebration. If this word is for you, that is what this season entails. As you are in your season of rest and celebration, what is happening is that at the same time, there's a storm. And the storm is happening. It can shake up anybody. It can put anybody internally in an uproar. It can give anybody anxiety. It can give anybody depression. It can open up access to the enemy so that the enemy plants fear. regardless of how the storm looks, or regardless of whether the storm is even presently there or not, you're in your season of rest. The Lord is on the boat with you. The Lord has already sent his angels on assignment for you. And as you are seeking the Lord, as you are seeking help, as you are seeking assistance, it is going to require you to elevate. When I went up the staircase, I was elevating. When I thought I had gotten to a place of elevation where I finally arrived, I'm realizing, no, I haven't gotten there yet. So then I had to go up another flight of stairs, and as I'm going up the other flight of stairs, I didn't give up. I went up the other flight of stairs. The Lord is requiring elevation from you so that as you are elevating, you're going to be meeting your help. You're going to be meeting the help that you are seeking. The Lord is your help. You're going to be meeting him as you go up those next flight of stairs. You've already climbed several levels, and now you've covered a whole staircase. Now it's time to go up the next flight of stairs, where your help is going to meet you on your way up, on your way to ascension, on your way to elevation. And when I say ascension, I mean that in the holiest sense of the word. As you are going up the second flight of stairs, you're going to meet your help. And as your help comes to meet you at the same time, they're going to know exactly what to do. Whether this be a person, whether this be a group of people, whether this be a divine destiny helper, whether this be the Holy Spirit himself as you are in your alone time with him. So as you meet your destiny helper, as you meet your divine connections, the Holy Spirit, whomever it is, they meet you halfway as you are climbing up this next set of stairs, this next flight of stairs, this next level. You will be helped. And you're seeking this help because prior to that, what happened is that you lost some things. You lost some things where then you began to seek the Lord, or you began to seek for the Lord's help, the Lord's wisdom. However the Lord wanted to help you, however the Lord needed you to be helped, that's what you started seeking. And you started doing that seek because you lost some things while you were on the boat, while you were in the storm. These people, or this person, or this place that is coming to help you as you are now elevating to the next level, they're going to be there to help you put the pieces back together, replace what you have lost along the way. And it's going to be better than what you thought. It's going to help you more than you thought. Because if one thing is shaky and it takes with it another thing that was so interconnected with it that other thing comes out as well, it was only a matter of time before that other thing would have come out anyway. So the one thing was already shaky. It was showing fruit of it not being able to be stable and stay. It had to go. The other thing was also shaky. You didn't see it yet. As a matter of fact, you didn't even know it was going to be coming out. You didn't know it was going to be coming out at any point in time. But then when it came out with the other thing that was already shaky. The one tooth came out with the other tooth that was already shaky, and I didn't even know that had any intention of coming out. That's some of these things that you have lost along the way. You did not know that it even had any intention, that the Lord even had any intention of removing it. But it was meant to be removed so something more stable can then be planted in its place. So what the Lord is conveying to a lot of us at this time, to whomever this word applies, there's some things you lost along the way. The Lord is going to replace it in a way that you don't really expect, because nobody really expects that they have good working teeth and then all of a sudden they got to replace it with dental implants. But at the same time, it's still going to be fully functioning and it's going to work and it's going to last. Because another word that we have for dental implants is permanent teeth. We know that dental implants are permanent teeth. They're usually used to replace old teeth that have been extracted or old teeth that have fallen out, that were your adult teeth, that were supposed to be your permanent teeth. But they couldn't last. They couldn't stay. They couldn't stay for the long haul. So what is happening is that as you are meeting your help, the help is there to specifically assist you in the area of your loss, in the area of the things that you have lost, whether that be time, whether that be people, whether that be places, whether that be family, whether that be money, whatever it is, these people, this place, this new thing, this new assistance that the Lord is sending at this time as you are elevating to the next level while in the storm, but while still in your resting season. which leads me to know that it's this season, right? And if not this season, the upcoming season, you're going to be receiving assistance. There's a virtue of permanence there. I'm sensing something of permanence there. These people, this place, this thing that is coming in this season of your elevation. So it's funny, you're elevating at the same time while you are resting, and you're resting in the Lord as he leads you to go and seek the help that he wants to provide to you. And you're not seeking people, you're just doing what he says and just following instruction. The Lord is going to get you to a place where you are then being assisted by the very people where their area of expertise is exactly what you need, because that is what is going to fill in the gaps of what you have lost. I felt the gap in my tooth. I literally licked my tongue on my tooth, and I was like, the space is there. It felt uncomfortable when I licked it. It almost felt like it hurt. That nurse was sent to come and help me fill in the gap of my teeth so that I could no longer feel the discomfort. And that's what this season is about. Your season of rest is also your season of elevation. And as you are elevating, the Lord is sending the assistance that you will need to help you in the areas of loss that you had experienced in the seasons prior. So that's it for now. I love you guys with the love of Jesus, and I will be back on here with another word as soon as the Lord leads. Bye.